Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to do some division practice. So here is your first problem. 6 divided by 5/10 equals an unknown. So pause the video and try to solve this. We have a couple of math tools here. One, I have a number line, and the other one, I have a 100 grid. So you can use math tools also when you're solving. So pause the video and then we'll solve it together. So let's look at this as related to multiplication. So 5/10 times n, or unknown, equals 6. So I'm going to take my number line and partition it from 0 to 6. And I know 3 is in the middle. 4, 5, and then 6. So then I'm going to partition it in half. So I know that is 5/10, 1, 1 and 5/10, 2 and 5/10, then 3, 3 and 5/10, or 3 and a half, then 4 and 5/10, and then 5, and then 5 and 5/10. So now I want to look and see how many 5/10 will it take me to get to 6. So let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 5/10 times 12 equals 6. So that means that 6 divided by 5/10 equals 12. Now, let's look at it using the 100 grid. Now, let's solve this using the 100 grid. So if I have 6 holes, you see I have 6 of them, and if I divide them by 5/10, how many would I have? So let's take each one. And divide it. Let me get a highlighter. Okay. Here's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. Now let's switch colors. 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. So I can clearly see that 5/10 is half. So this time I'm going to be able to go a little bit quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can go ahead and color half of that. And now, the same thing with the pink highlighter. Make sure I'm being precise. Did I get 5/10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/10. Great. So what I'm thinking this could be things that I am dividing in half. Could have 6 of something. And if I have to share this, went over a little bit on that one, but I'll fix it with the pink. And 5/10 here. And then 5/10. And I used alternating colors so that we could really see it. Okay, let me get my pen back. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 6 divided by 5/10 equals 12. Great job. Now, I want you to solve 4 8/10 divided by 3/10. Pause the video and practice this, and then we'll do it together. Okay, now that you've had time to do that, let's see what it would look like using a model. So how many of these will we need? We will need almost 5. So 4 8/10. So 1, 2, 3, 4 holes and 8/10. So not quite all of that one. So let's go ahead and mark that one off. That's 8/10. We won't need that part. Okay, so we're going to divide that by 3/10. So let's get our highlighter. So here's 1, 2, 3/10. And then another 3/10. One, 2, 3/10. 1, 2, 3/10. 1, 2, 3/10. 1, 2, 3/10. 1, 2, 3/10. 1, 2, 3/10. 1, 2, 3/10. 1, 2, 3/10. I'm going to go to the next one. 1, 2, 3/10. And you could box these. You could use colored pencils. Different ways you could do it. 1, 2, 3/10. 1, 2, 3/10. 1, 2, 3/10. 1, tenths. And it looks like I'll have one more group. 1, 2, 3 tenths. So how many times did I divide that by 3 tenths? Let's get our pen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I made 16 groups. So if I had 4 eighths and I divided it by 3 tenths, that equals 16. Now, another way I could also do this is by turning it into whole number. So if I have 4, oh, that wasn't very good here. Let me write that a little bit neater. So if I have 4 and 8 tenths divided by 3 tenths, I could multiply each one by 10. Thinking about my powers of 10. So if I multiply 4 and 8 tenths by 10, then I get 48. And then if I multiply 3 tenths by 10, then I'm going to get 3. And now I can think 3 times. I can also use my partial quotient here and think 3 times what would be close to 48. Well, maybe I want to start with 10. That's 30. Now, I know 3 times 6 is 18. So how many times did I multiply to get 48? 16 times. So I know 48 divided by 3 equals 16. So that's 2 different ways I could have solved that problem. Great job today, boys and girls, practicing dividing decimals.